Lovely stuff.
For the kids.
So that's what your donations are going towards, gang. Follow that link in the chat. Get those donations coming through. We're over halfway to our main goal, and then there's a push goal beyond that. So that'll be fucking great when we get there. All right. Let's do this thing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 217 of the GMat podcast.
I don't want to be Beppa.
GMat.
Is there anything for dessert or something?
Oh, Mario.
Oh my god!
Woo.
Hometown Spider-Man.
Yay. I need help with doing a push-up.
This is still going?
Yep. Today's episode of the GMat podcast is brought to you by our merch, which is available at teespring.com/stores/therealgmat. Go get yourself some merch. I didn't put my jumper on. I was going to today. Aidan's wearing the jumper. I've got a jumper here. Go grab that. And if you want to support the podcast, if you're watching now and you've never listened to the podcast, it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, it's on everywhere. Google Podcasts, it's on YouTube. Make sure to check it out on YouTube and support the show at patreon.com/the GMat podcast. You get extra stuff. There's the jazz cast. There's extra big long casts that go out.
It was a really special donation just now.
Was that a big donation?
It was just a special one.
A special one? Hey, we got a $50 donation from the real Rob Tan, which I assume is my parents.
Which is lovely.
Hey,
No,
in-laws.
lovely, very lovely.
Love yous.
Thank you, the real Rob Tan.
Oh,
If you're listening to the podcast now, a week ago we did a live stream and we decided to do a podcast live. That's us now doing it live. I'm joined in the room on my right by Beppa J. As
Hello.
always. And also joining us, who's been taking care of the cameras for this live stream and doing that as well, is Sienna Iscaro. Thank you, Sienna. Across from me, Aidan, Jonathan, as always.
Yes, hello.
And of course, Ben J.
Bonjour.
Welcome, everybody. How's everyone feeling? How's morale at the moment today?
Mario Morales, hi.
It's high.
No, I mean, I'm so excited, but like that lolly really upset me.
Yeah, I think we've all got some upset
And I'm
tummies.
upset. I'm upset by it.
We've had hot sauce, we've had sour lollies, we've had bean boozled. You've eaten
It's dead fish.
dead fish. Ben's eaten
Booger.
booger.
Booger, yeah.
I had some dirty socks.
I like properly didn't like the dirty socks.
No, not at all. I nearly vomited in the sink. And Sienna and Beck, what do you guys had?
I had blueberry.
Oh, lovely.
And you had... I had a lovely tutti frutti.
Can I just quickly ask?
Ask, go. Please ask a question.
Did you change your bean boozled, Sienna? Did
No,
you
I
spin
didn't.
twice?
I spun
Matt,
it.
did you spin twice? Or you spun one time for like you spun one time each, so you spun twice, but you didn't like spin again on the. On the
No,
band.
I don't believe I
Did you
did.
spin twice on the bean
going
boozled?
with this.
No, just the once.
Did you spin twice on the bamboozle?
Listen, I'm the queen of this house, so
Oh,
I'll
I see.
spin twice.
Yes.
If I fucking want to.
different fucking
There's quality for you.
rules
We-
there,
We took
okay.
away her lounge room so she gets an extra spin. I think that's a fair trade. That feels fair.
No, I'm against
Fucking
it.
piss week.
I'm against it. Absolutely.
Don't worry, my turn will come.
Yep, I hope so.
Oh no, everyone! I got fairy floss.
Oh damn!
Oh, yeah.
Fairy floss again.
This is
I
so
don't know if I can
sweet.
take it.
Oh, it's almost too delicious.
It's almost too delicious.
It's been a rough couple of days setting up for this G stream. 2 days of getting everything in here. My entire lounge room's in the office.
like yesterday and today, or the day before.
Yeah. Well, we started sort of the night before yesterday. I got at least everything in here. I got everything into my office because it's been a bit of a setup.
Yeah, I mean it is rough to give up your lounge room, isn't it?
Yeah. That's all right. It doesn't bother me. As well, if you
bothered.
guys, we're going to do a little Q&A because we don't have that much to talk about. I've been talking all morning, but we do have a Q&A. We're going to get into questions and answers. Please send those in the Discord to the podcast questions. Aidan, tell us about what's going on in your life.
My life, there's not a lot going on in my life. But the other
Are you
day,
doing homework right now?
No. No, funnily enough, I'm not. The other day, I was at work.
Yes.
And some guy was asking about drones, right? Inconspicuous, not a big deal. Just ask about drones. So you go, okay, what do you want to know, blah, blah, blah. I just need to make sure that it can hover and spot and look at some place in particular, which is a part of, I don't know, drones, right? They can just like follow.
That's the
they can
purpose of
track.
most
It's
of
like,
them.
yep, sure. Yep, this can do that. What is going on? Why is my computer making noises all the
No,
way
I
out?
think it's a laptop is over here is making a bit of
No, it's
sound.
also definitely my computer.
You go. I'm going to change
It's okay. So we're talking about drones. Then he asked me about action cams, like a GoPro, etc. And he goes, I go, what? Like, what's it for? Like, how good is the quality for it? And he's this tall, incredibly good-looking man with this other woman who's incredibly good. It's just this power couple.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need a GoPro. And I go, yeah. And he goes, does it have I need a stabilizer? So yeah, that's not a problem. So we get him a gimbal, we get him a thing. And he's like, can it stand on, like, can it stand up? And I was like, yeah, it can. I said, why? Like, what do you need it for? Like, tell me what you need it for. He's like, no, it's home pornos.
Your drone home porn.
No, the gimbal, I guess so. And I was like,
That'd be a bit distracting in the bedroom.
right? I was like, oh, yeah, this will be fine for home pornos. And then
Does he control it while he's getting fucked?
why is he? Yeah, I guess he's getting
Because
fucked.
I don't think, unless he's taking it into
because
other
he asked
people's.
specifically, could it hover and watch? So I think like half the problem is that it could hover. Like, here's my theory.
Go on.
My theory is that they're gonna go traveling and want to like bang in the outback. Do you know what I mean? And like have a GoPro with a thing so he can hold it, and then have the drone hover and watch.
HoPro. Sorry. Keep going.
A GoPro. But he said, which action cam should I go for? And I said, the GoPro. He goes, why is that? I was like, you strap it on your head, get a little POV action. And he didn't laugh. So,
Takes it
Well, I
very
guess if he's
seriously.
making porn, he's like, yeah, okay.
yeah, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just randomly tell me that you're making pornos and then not laugh at my pornos.
He's like, slow down, buddy. Hey, listen.
Yeah, but to you it's a joke. To him it's just like good business sense.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I guess I should do a POV.
Yeah.
So anyway, I
might want,
didn't
like,
ask for their OnlyFans.
A ring
but I
light for your wife's ring.
Oh,
And you're like,
come
ha
on.
ha ha. And he's like, yeah, probably
Yeah,
need a
actually,
ring light for the
she
wife's
does have
ring.
a
Yeah.
shadowy butthole, so I should light it better. A shadowy butthole.
Extremely
No, the
difficult to
band
lie.
I was in
New band name, Shadowy Butthole.
Damn it! TM. Damn. Yeah, so that was odd. I just thought it was weird how upfront he was, but I guess that's the world we live in now, where attractive people just film themselves having sex and post it from the comfort of their own home and make enormous
But I
amounts
don't
of
do
money.
that. Fuck.
What did you say?
Said I don't do that.
Yeah, I heard you. It's weird not doing the podcast with you in my ears.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Hearing
if I'm
you
having a
normally.
conversation, it's gross.
I don't like it. Doesn't feel real.
Extremely difficult to do.
It doesn't seem like the podcast.
It's also it's as well as not having notes. Apart from G-Stream, not that much has been going on in my life. I did hurt my neck.
You did hurt your neck.
I really hurt my
Yeah,
neck.
that was a full-on time.
I woke up whatever morning it was. This is this week because I remember Amber in the Discord was like, "Hey, can you wrap yourself in bubble wrap before G-Stream, please?" But it was like Tuesday morning
It's
or
like
something.
2 in a row you weren't well.
Yeah,
Last time you
Last time I just hadn't slept and I
the
got
time
sick.
before you were like
Oh no, last time I was fine. The time before was the one in there.
you
Yeah,
were good.
yeah, but yeah, yesterday, not yesterday, Tuesday or something. I woke up in the morning. I did a stretch and I felt the biggest crack in the base of my skull and my neck, and I was like, oh, and it hurt the second I did. I was like, oh, that's fucking weird. And then I couldn't move my head any direction. Every direction it hurt. I think I woke back up. I was like, bang. I was making noises. I'm like, this isn't right. Because it wasn't normal. If I woke up like that, I would have gone, oh, I did some muscles strain or did something. But it was the crack and then it happening. I was like, that's not good news. And then I got in the shower and I was moaning in the shower. And
Classic.
Won't be the first time. It's always hard to tell with you. You're a bit boy cried wolf with this stuff. Like, yeah.
wait, has a boy cry wolf? Oh yeah, I guess because you don't
Because
believe it.
because you say something's happening, it
No, but,
kind of
but
isn't.
for that to happen, she has to believe me the first couple of times.
Which
Okay,
I do.
she's-
I,
what
try,
she's
I always
saying
give
is-
you the benefit of
yeah.
the doubt, but when you were like, Beck, I think you need to take me to the hospital, I was like, okay, are you really sure?
Well, I
Because I got
wasn't.
my jammies on.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I called the nurse on call and I was like, hey, here's what happened. You told me to call them and I called them. I was like, here's what happened. Does that sound normal? And they're like, ugh, because they have that checklist. So the second I say like crack and now I can't move my head, they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
It could be
crack the
spinal
right
damage.
You
or
call
something.
Triple O and they're like, oh, g'day, Matt.
But they were
Special
like,
triage just for you.
they were like, you need to go to the doctors in the next 2 hours or go to the hospital if you can't get in there the next 2 hours. So I tried doctors, I couldn't get. So I went to the hospital. It was fine. I got rushed through. There was a guy there when I went to the doctors. There were 2 kids that I remember. The first kid had a bead that they'd crammed up their nose.
Oh, fucking
Been
whatever.
there.
Classic one. But it was her birthday. She had a little princess outfit on. I heard them remove it as well. I heard them go, and everyone go, yay! She was in good spirits. This other kid, a baby, was crying as loud as it could. And the dad,
baby.
I did the check-in where I tell him what's wrong, and then you go to the next bit where they take your details. And he's next to me, he's like, oh, he fell out of the bed And they were like, what? And he's like, he was in the bunk bed on the top and he fell about 2 meters and hit the floor. It's a baby, by the way.
2 meters is a long while.
A long way for a baby to fall. And also, why is a baby on a top level of a bunk
I was in
bed?
the other room telling my favourite joke. What's Luna Park backwards?
Basically, because he went, I don't know how long he was there for either. Because I just came in and he was on the floor, but
Crying.
he was on the bunk, so he must have fallen.
And it was crying. The baby
Oh,
was
yeah,
crying.
the baby
So
was
it's
crying the
I
whole
don't know
time.
how long he was there for. It's how long did I ignore my baby crying?
Exactly. Also, he definitely had a lump, like a big lump on his head. And when they came through with the little girl, and it's like, oh, it's her birthday, and she put it, and they're like, oh, sweetheart, oh, let's get him through. Don't worry, she'll be fine. And when he came through, they were like, the attitude changed a lot.
They were like, you fucking dickhead.
Like, you dickhead, you fucked up.
You could have killed your baby.
Your baby, yeah. So I don't know what
And
happened.
then you came in, you're like, a stretch to my neck kind of feels weird. They're like, right this way, sir.
they did. They fast
Here,
tracked
have this
me.
very important
I did.
They're
skill.
fucking sick of you.
I did.
Oh, Matthew.
I did-
Okay.
I didn't have to
Come
wait.
through.
I went
Have you
straight
still
to
got the
fast
same
track.
wristband on from yesterday, or are we doing a new one?
Truth.
Yeah.
I got a phone call. What are you doing, pal? Not a lot. Look, I don't know if I want to call on you. And I was like, okay. Can you come pick me up from the hospital? I was like, what happened? I hurt my neck.
You
so
should
in
be
my
beyond
mind,
that
he's going
now.
to come out of the hospital in a
With the
fucking
thing.
neck brace. I'm like, I'm not. I don't know if we're going to be able to do G-Stream like that. He comes out and he gets in the car. It's like, hey, pal. I was like, what is going on?
Technically, I went, hey, pal.
Yeah.
Tell my
Gave me
body.
half a baby aspirin and sent me home, and I feel fine now.
They gave me a teaspoon of sugar and said it'll be okay.
Last night we were talking about, I was checking in with you. I'm like, how are you feeling in your body and everything? And I'm like, and how's your neck? And you go, what do you mean? What's wrong with my neck? I'm like, you motherfucker, I took you to the hospital.
No, because we're talking about my voice and my throat and everything first, and then she asked, "How's your neck?" And I was like, "Have I complained about my throat before?"
Doesn't even know what the list of complaints is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Second, I can't find my notebook. All my ailments are
I
in
have
there.
I have fully lost my notebook. I don't know where it is, but it is going to go to someone when I find it. Yeah. What about you guys?
I went to the hospital for a bead scenario when I was little too. It must
Really?
be more common than I would have thought. I didn't have it up my nose. I had it in my ear because I didn't have my ears pierced when I was little, and I wanted to be like all the other girls.
course.
So
So you just shoved a bead
I
in
got a
you?
bead. I put it on my earlobe, and then tiny little baby fingers, and it shoved it all the way in.
Oh, God.
I don't think I was as brave as the little birthday girl because my mum tells the story of them having to knock me out. So they gave me some pill, some sedative thing, and Mum was like,
Heroin.
we took you over to the rocking horse and you were rocking on the horse, and I turned around to talk to someone and I looked back and you were slumped over, still rocking. We got it out though. It's fine.
They just tip you on your side and just
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild.
I did a similar thing. I think my nan, my parents tell a story about my nan holding me upside down and shaking me to get something out of me, and it did come out eventually.
I used to choke on things a lot.
Yeah. I
Now
still
I
choke on things. Choke on cock. I thought you'd grow out of that.
Yeah, I choked on like a meatball. The ambulance had to be called at my grandmother's. Like I was choking on a meat. Like I just tried to swallow the whole fucking meatball.
That might be the most Greek thing you've said, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also choked on a chicken bone. I was having drumsticks, and I and it went straight down.
How was that
cleaning the
again?
bone.
Have you ever done the spaghetti? We have to pull the spaghetti out of your mouth.
Oh, you really?
I
Yeah.
did the calamari.
Goodbye.
When you eat half a calamari, and there's that stringy as fuck bit that you really have to break, or you have to commit to swallow the whole thing. I had half of the calamari in my mouth, the other half dangling in my throat, and I didn't know what to do. And I was at Cameron Cameron Diaz, his like 14th birthday party or something. No, it was in primary school, so it can't have been 14th. But it was like the new kids that I was friends with.
Calamari to 4th birthday.
14th, I said, but it must have been. It was
Still.
in primary school, so it was like high 14th. We were at like Zagamis.
What?
Toss.
You never been to Zagamis?
Yeah, I could have eaten a crumbed calamari at 14.
I might have gone to
Maybe.
La Porchetta, but
Yeah, but La Porchetta also serves calamari.
Yeah,
and
but
it was
that's-
on the table. It wasn't like I didn't order like, yes, I love the calamari thing.
We'll have calamari for the table at a. Didn't you say primary school though?
It was a primary school
So it'll be like
birthday.
11.
Yeah, because we also
getting
had
a calamari for the
we had a
table,
sleepover
kids.
and we watched. It would have been like 10 years ago today because we watched the grand final the next day.
then you
Yeah.
would have been like
It was 10
18.
Yes. Oh my God, 10 years ago. So not that long ago. It's almost 15 years ago.
yeah.
Jesus. So anyway, yeah, I had calamari. What's the problem with calamari that you can't?
Nothing, but at that age, who's ordering a calamari? And then you said, I think it was just for the table.
It was.
So
It
they
was
got
like a big
table
calamari.
calamari at an 11th birthday party. We're still doing
problem
like
with that?
fucking
The hors
Freddo
d'oeuvres.
Frog ice cream cakes.
Yeah.
The lovely
There would've been
bruschetta.
a nice
I get
cake.
chips. We'd probably do chips for. That's what I'd be like. Chips.
But it was like nobody was allowed to order for themselves because this guy had. I remember very specifically, and this is going to make me sound horrible. Oh, I don't know if I should say it. I'll say it anyway. Oh God. Okay. His mother couldn't afford everybody to be able to order their own thing and
we
made
go.
a big song and dance about it. And I remember as a child being like, okay. And then, and then
Poor
I
piece of
know,
shit.
Right?
If
Horrifying.
I'd known this, I wouldn't have come.
Yeah, like, ugh, take me home.
Just order a calamari for the table. I'll pick at it.
Exactly. I'll choke on it in a second.
Can I check the wine list?
Yeah. Truly,
Can I have a look at the juice list?
truly, the juice list.
Is this freshly squeezed?
I love the juice list. Thank you, Jeff Ribena. So I had calamari for the table because nobody could order what they wanted. Obviously,
everyone just
I
homed into
wanted
a
the
stack
surf
of
and turf. Yeah, I choked the calamari. She was probably happy with it. I arrived in a
Fucking hell.
tuxedo and a top hat.
I remember the first time I had chewing gum. I didn't choke on it, but Mum gave me some. I still remember it. I don't know why. She's like, now you got to chew on it for ages. The flavor lasts, but you can't swallow it. When you're finished with it, spit it out. I think I took 2 bites and I was like, this is so delicious. I had to swallow it. She's like, did you swallow it? And I'm like, that's gone.
What was the brand? What was the brand? Was it Hubba Bubba?
I think it was PK. It was one of her. She was like, can I have one? She's like, all right.
PK's a real
Do not
white
swallow
trash.
Yes,
My
parents
dad
give you the
loves
Forest
speak.
Beach.
Yeah, my dad had PK all through his car.
Yeah, PK. And it's like to get it out, you're like,
Yeah, it's hard work because you're white trash.
Yeah.
I
Did
can
you
work
guys
for
get
it.
the speech of like, now if you swallow it, it'll stay in your tummy for 6
yes,
years?
yes.
Yeah. That's probably why I remember it was immediate panic.
Yeah.
It's not a speech. It's just truth.
No, it's not.
It's like the
I don't think
parents
it is
scare
true,
you. They're like, if
You think
you
it's just
swallow
there?
this gum,
You're like a
It's
kilo
over.
of PK in your stomach.
Oh fuck! Now I gotta go to the hospital again.
I wasn't allowed.
Thanks for
chewing
that.
gum.
I swallowed some chewing gum.
I wasn't allowed chewing gum unless I was at my grandmother's house, and then we would have Hubba Bubba.
Lucky boy. What does your grandmother have? Hubba Bubba.
She bought it because she knew that. That's
Oh, for
what
kids, yes, of course.
Yeah, Hubba Bubba. She
I
just
can't
had
believe
Hubba Bubba. Like it was like she didn't have snacks. She had Hubba Bubba. Like that. That was like, I'm hungry. She's like, well,
Grandma,
dinner's in 2 hours. Have a
some
piece of
Hubba
Hubba Bubba.
We're hungry. Get some
Yeah,
grape.
it's Hubba Bubba in the pantry. So she'd say Hubba Bubba, and she wouldn't.
I bet she didn't say Hubba Bubba though.
She could. I don't even remember.
She goes,
what she called
Hubba Bubba.
it. No, she was.
It'd
just
be some
Hubba Bubba.
weird
How
old
did the
person
bubble-
name for it, like a chewy bubble.
Chewy
There's some
bubble.
chewy bubble in the
Like,
cupboard.
she had both the,
The
Hubba
roll.
Bubba- She had Hubba Bubba in the packet.
Oh, yep.
The big thick square Hubba Bubba. You know what I mean?
Chewy Bubble.
Grape Hubba Bubba, strawberry Hubba Bubba.
And
Was
then
it
like
Hubba Bubba's
the
really
measuring
fun.
tape
the
one.
wheels.
And then there was one of the wheel, but the wheel one sucked ass.
It was too dusty.
So
It was dusty. It was a
Why
dusty
wasn't so
Those
wheel.
dusty?
kids that love to watch the world burn and would just like take a bite out of it.
What's that
Oh,
about? So there's a
no.
person at work that actively likes to show off how poorly she eats a Kit Kat. She gets a Kit Kat and then she's like, watch this.
Bites it.
You're like, what
Wait,
the fuck are
what
you
are you
doing?
meant to do?
How are you supposed to have a break, have a Kit Kat, like biting all 4 at once?
All right.
You have to sit down and...
Yep.
A new push goal when we hit 3.5k. We're gonna kill that lady.
Yeah,
We're gonna bring her on the stream and we're just gonna kill her. We're just gonna kill her dead.
It's frustrating because she does it and then she looks around for people to comment. And the first time I did it, I just instinctively commented. But now I can see her ploy. And maybe it's because that's the only way people will talk to her.
Do you bite the chocolate off both ends and then enjoy the rest of the,
What?
like the chunky bit at the end?
Listen to me.
That's
Don't
not a
worry
way of
about
doing it.
What are you
I'll go
talking about?
home.
Wait, are you talking about Kit Kat Chunky? Or
Chunky
Right,
has
Tim
the
Tam.
lumpy
No,
bits.
just a Kit Kat. They have like
A Tim Tam?
What end? What?
We're talking about Kit
I'm
Kat.
so confused,
The
Sienna.
fuck is going on?
Kat.
What?
We're talking
A
about
chunky
Kit Kat.
is different.
Who bites
Break
off both
Kit
ends?
Kat.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You got the thin bit.
Yeah.
There's 2 ends, obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry, they can't hear me. And you bite the chocolate off both ends.
But there's not
No,
enough. Is it
there's
just
not
a little
enough. What is
with
the
your
point of
teeth?
that?
That's fucking.
Can you
There's only
answer
a
me the
little
question,
tiny bit.
What the fuck is the point of that, Sienna?
I don't know, I enjoy it.
It's a bit of fun.
It's a bit of fun.
Yeah,
You gotta live your chocolate
2023.
dreams. Get through there.
Pressure's off. It's 2022. Pressure's off.
Yeah.
We have to come up. We've got to come up with a motto for next year.
I thought we did on the
We've just
podcast.
got
You
up.
said something and I said 2023 something, and you were like, "That's good," and we're
Yeah,
gonna keep it.
that does ring a bell.
Still got a while.
Sienna, you've listened to the podcast before. Do you remember what 2023 motto was?
Yeah. Shit.
3,
Don't.
2, 1.
2023.
You're fired. It's Benno.
No,
Benno's the
none of
expert
that.
now.
None of that.
None of that. 2023, none of that.
None of that.
Hey, none of that.
Was that it?
Yes.
Sound it.
Don't question me.
I think it's
Nah.
2023.
Gigi Geordie
It
said
is.
we weren't ever allowed chewing gum because my sister put hers behind her ear, a la Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and had to get a huge chunk cut out in the middle of a spotlight.
What got in her hair?
Yeah, like in the back behind her ear, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like in the middle of a spotlight, you imagine the scissors they're coming out with you in the middle of a
With
spotlight.
the giant.
Oh, yeah.
Fabric scissors. Yeah.
What about 2023? Fuck the come on.
2023 has got to be like, I don't know. It was Choose Your Choice last year. No.
Anything.
Year before that was Choose Your
Choose
Choice. No, 2020 was Anything Can Happen. 2021 was Choose Your Choice. 2022 is Pressure's Off. 2023 has got to be like,
Enough of that. What was it again?
It was none of that.
None of that.
None of that. Yeah, I don't mind none of that. Hey, none of that. Pressure's Off. Oh, no.
Was that what was said on the
pressure's back
podcast?
on.
That doesn't feel right.
Doesn't sound right to me.
Doesn't sound like what it was.
If
Sienna's just
anyone's
throwing
gonna
something
get
in
it
there because
right.
she knows we
No,
won't remember.
you
She's
were
stressed that she
talking
can't remember it.
I don't know what you're
Oh, hear the dejection in her
Dethroned.
voice.
Wow.
Benno
I
is
still
now the
love you.
podcast expert.
I'm telling ya. I'm fucking telling ya.
Or maybe
And
Kate. I don't know.
fucking
There's
telling
definitely
you.
contenders now. There is definitely contenders.
Yeah, when you have.
There's a few podcast
You know who it
expert
isn't?
contenders.
I haven't listened to a podcast in quite some time.
My brother's on the
Something to brag
podcast
about.
train now.
Hey.
He rang me the other day. I was on the way home. Oh, I rang my mum. Noah answered, my brother. And he was like, "Is there something for after dinner?" And I was like,
So I was like the reject shop version.
yeah. And I was like, "That's why I'm ringing you, cunt. Like, that's why I'm calling."
something
For after dinner?
Yeah, and I'm like,
Is there
What?
something for sweets or something?
and I'm ringing. I'm like, "Do you want me to get something from Coles for dessert?" He's like, "Yes. Is there something we are going to have?" And I'm like, "What are you
Good shit.
talking about?" So I just
That
hung up on him, and
is
he's like,
so
he was
funny.
waiting for me in the garage. "Do you even listen to the podcast, bro?" I was like, "What are you saying
That
to
is
me?"
like the parallel universe version
Yeah.
of my grandpa.
Every nook and cranny of the abode. And I was like, "Noah, is there anything for dessert or something? Get it right. Get out of my sight."
Is there anything for
It's
dessert or
close.
something?
If people get it close up, that's
There's some juicy orange in the back, Fritz.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of a Fanta.
Now every time he gives me a Pepsi Max, he's like, "There's a Pepsi Max for you, sweetheart."
He's got to hit the eye. It doesn't count.
Pepsi Max.
Also, weirdly, not even my family realized that she said that until I mentioned it, and I was like, "Do you realize that Yaya just whispers everything?" And they were like, "Oh my god, we're doing the chips because Papu likes it fit chips." Why are we whispering?
It's a secret. Everything's a
You should
secret.
cut them thick.
Like, yeah, because he'd be sitting right there and be annoyed if you found out that you're even thinking about doing wedges. She loves a wedge. Anyhow.
You know what? Can we? I know this is not the best transition, but there's been 3 podcasts I've been waiting to bring up this thing that Ben did the other day. We did a bit that made me laugh, and I can't do it as good as him, where you have a doctor who, like, every now and again says one word colloquially.
In a big spiel, and they just use a slang. So obviously the IVF is going really well. The gestation's working well. Obviously, we're hoping to see some of the cum make its way to the egg. and
It has legs. It's a bit that has legs,
funny.
and I want to integrate it into the GMat universe a bit more.
It goes and does find the egg.
yeah, obviously the prostate, when you get to the sort of the age of 50 and whatnot, we want to be checking there. Obviously, the glandular expansion can occur within the rectal tract. So what I will do is just take a small pressure test from your asshole and make sure that
You was going to be asshole.
I thought it was going to be balls.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's how it started. It started with cum.
Makes it through. That's so fucked. Why is it called cum, by the way?
Oh, Jesus. It's already there.
Because, like, the
sun is still out.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
about to
Appropriate
cum, but,
reaction.
Like, I don't get, like, why?
Jesus Christ.
I think because it comes, like it comes, because it can be a verb and a noun.
Or, like, it's coming, like, I can feel it's
Maybe,
coming. Maybe
yeah.
that's it.
Why do they spell it C-U-M?
so it's a bit
the
different.
same reason Matt
All
spells
right,
cuck,
etymology of the word
C-U-C.
cum. Here
And
we
we'll
come.
throw it to the audience. Why do they spell it C-U-M?
Because it comes out. I just hope it isn't that.
Chuck into the chat. Why is cum called cum? And don't forget to donate to Games for Love.
For the kids.
Right,
It's
follow
an
it.
For the
acronym.
kids. Oh, full circle.
An acronym.
For the kids.
An acronym?
Yeah, it's coagulate uvulum material.
Is it really?
Yeah, big
No,
time.
it's not coagulate.
Look it up, look it up.
Uvulate. Get away from me. Etymology. Is it etymology or entomology? Which one's bugs?
Never
Entomology's
remember.
bugs.
Of cum. This is now in my search bar.
I feel vigorous.
Robber, who is drunk and is on his way to a first birthday party, said, "Because I'm coming."
Fucking hell, Robert.
Don't fuck up that Google search or you'll just get a bunch
Happy
of bugs covered
birthday,
in
little
semen.
dude.
The origin of the word
Do you
cum.
like comes and farts and stuff? Watch this stream.
Amber's posted it in the chat.
You seen the little Jimmy video? Look at this.
That's the wrong one.
What if we post in the...
Yeah.
That's fucking great. While we're learning about cum, do we want to get them some questions loaded up?
Yes, I've got them
Maybe
here.
we can do a little.
This is so not a real website. Cum seems to be a modern
Cum.com.
variant of the sexual
So if
sense
you want to
of
send
cum
through your
that
last
originated in
questions, quickly do them
pornographic
now
writing.
because I've got them on my
This
phone.
experience
What's
sexual
that?
orgasm slang of cum. Perhaps.
What'd you say, Sienna?
If anyone sends through any more questions,
Oh yes,
quickly.
please do. We're going to do a bit of Q&A now. Send your Q&A to the podcast questions section. It's a text channel, or you can whisper them to me on Twitch. Or is that too late? Are we off Twitch now?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
we
they're
don't
going
like
to
Twitch
whisper them
anymore.
to
We're
you.
going-
Oh, okay. So I'll check it. I'll check it.
Yeah.
I'll see if there's any whispers.
So these are generally for the room, so we'll just go
Lovely.
through them. The first one is from Goldfish, proud listener. How long and how many fuck-ups did it take to get to what the stream intro became?
The sketch.
Yeah, I'm guessing the sketch.
We had a pretty hard time just getting a schedule together. We did find a slot on a Sunday where all three of us were available for 3 hours.
Well, oh, does he mean like bloopers though when he says fuck ups?
Yeah, like how long it took to.
Oh, okay.
So we had 3 hours. We'd lose Beck after the 3 hours, and we were running out of time. So we did Beck's stuff first, and then we went for another 2 hours after that. So I think it was 5 hours. 5 hours altogether. Yeah, trying to film that 5.
But a lot of the first hour was set up, so it was like 4.
True.
It was like 3.5 hours of fuck ups
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
30 minutes
Yeah,
of
that's
solid
accurate.
shots.
We're
Like, we got,
current. We're at $13.50. So in $150, you will see just how many fuck ups there are.
Ideally, we just go straight from the podcast into that, yeah.
Yeah. If we can make that happen, if we can get $150 worth of donations,
We can
before
do it.
this
Somebody
Q&A.
can do it.
Yeah, get it in there, guys.
What are the gentlemen?
Links in the chat, it's charity, G-Stream. Click that link in the chat. Go donate for the kids.
Goodness me.
Yeah, 5 hours. But the whole thing together, like Ben started writing the script. So we filmed it on a Sunday. Ben started writing it the Tuesday before that.
Took for a ride on Tuesday.
And then I think it was done on Thursday. The script was done on Thursday, which we have here, which we're going to give away signed copies of the script later on.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was very fun.
It was a lot of fun to make. Also, let's say thanks to Stephen Garb, who came and helped out
Yeah.
as well.
Steve and Garb.
Friends of Ben who filmed it. Toey Datsun in the chat was the boom operator.
He's a boom operator.
And Steve films and Ben directed as well. It came together all well. Was that the question?
Yep.
Yeah, it was a
Great.
good
How
question.
many fuck
Good
ups?
answer.
Yeah, there was a lot of fuck
There
ups.
was a lot of fuck ups. I think
So
You'll
many.
find out.
The
things that-
bloopers
the
are
things
very
that were
tightly
the-
edited.
the things that were the hardest to get through was probably the boxing scene.
I think for you maybe, the hardest one for us to get through was when you drew on the whiteboard.
Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah, and
quite
then
possibly
dipshit on top of the drawing.
Dipshit's not even in the script.
No, it's not.
He
Maybe
man
there's
just
a drawing.
forgot his lines and just said dipshit, dipshit, and we died.
You'll see it in the bloopers when we get there, which we definitely will. When in that sketch when I was drawing the little stick figure being hung, and then I wrote Ben, we were still like all talking, and I just started drawing that. I was like, oh, this would be funny to have in the background, and then everyone went quiet, and then I was like, oh, this is funny, and then I turned around, I started doing my lines, and I broke straight away, and then I was like, is that funny? And Ben's like, yes, that's
without
funny,
question.
but it's going to be really fucking hard to get through it.
It was hard. There was like squeaking. So like
When
we're trying to like
we
stay.
had to be silent while I
just
drew
be like
this stick
sad
figure.
and like, yep, I'm being in trouble. I'm getting in trouble, and you can hear, and then Matt turns around. There's just dead air. Do you think I like you? Like, nah, I'm dead. I'm fine. See ya. And you have to look back up. I had to look back up at you at one stage. You can see in the bloopers, one of my eyebrows are like, I'm trying to hold it together. My eyebrows are just doing.
My favourite bit of the bloopers is when you get all up in Ben's grill and you like yank the chair forward and you guys are like nose to nose. It's bliss.
I thought that was going to be almost impossible to get, but that
Me
was
too.
not as hard as the boxing scene and the dipshit drawing on the whiteboard
The
scene.
boxing scene, as soon as we remembered his fucking mouth guard, was
Oh, yeah, we-
so funny.
Well, there's two. There was made
And then
it
when he
very
turned,
difficult.
You were like, hey, can you try choo choo to Aiden? And then he
Yeah.
just did it instantly.
There's
It was
a
the
lot
choo
of,
choo choo and the mouth guard.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there that we sort of made up on the day that was quite funny. And we did the boxing scene a few times before Ben went, oh, you haven't got your mouth guard in. And then the second I put the mouth guard in, I couldn't, it was
It was
fucked.
over.
Matt was so resistant to the mouth guard.
I couldn't say any words. It took so long for me to learn how to talk with the mouth guard in.
Oh God, I still got
I don't think I'm going to be able to get through this, guys.
the fucking when he took it out, like slipped. I can still see it in my mind, just like spinning around and so much fucking spit. And at that time, I just leant forward to ask you a question, so it's like boom, 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 boom. So gross.
Yeah. So that was. Wait, was that the question?
Yep.
Yeah. So it took us a long time to get through it.
The sketch goes for 7 minutes and the bloopers are like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
but they're
15
pretty
minutes, but
tightly edited. Like
It's
just
not
the bloopers.
crap in there. It's
Yeah.
all like funny,
You
funny
didn't put
shit.
the bit where obviously that bit where I was just slapping my guts wasn't as funny as it was in the moment. Or,
I don't think it was in
remember,
there.
I was like, God, people are going to be able to see, and I was just like,
That's right, Steve
wobbling
was
my
filming
guts.
you.
And then because I thought we had cut, and turns out Steve was just holding the camera on me. It's like,
Classic.
Ben, I'm sitting here, my guts, and oh my God. He's like, you're wearing black, it's fine. And I was just like, what about this? And I was like, wobbling my guts about.
Somehow I missed it. I didn't not put it in on
Good.
purpose. But
That's
I
just
must have
very
missed
funny.
it.
Steve's just got that in his personal collection now.
Different SD card.
There was a question that came through in the chat. I'll just say before it moves up, which was who did costumes? A+. It was just we just did our own
Yeah,
costumes.
we just sourced our own.
I think Ben.
Stuff around the house.
I'll read some of the things.
Yeah, the descriptions.
Description.
The description.
I think. No, you didn't have a costume written down. Aidan's just said, "We are a restrained and dignified British man, like a young demure Stephen Fry." It's Spencer Willoughby III, the British actor who plays Aidan Jonathan.
That's me.
And mine was, fucking, where is it?
GMat, we didn't even.
Matt is
Matt to wear something else, but Matt only wanted to wear that. It was just his normal clothes. Like, fuck, all right. I guess we'll put the glasses on.
Matt is dressed like a Russian sex trafficker. His hair is gelled up in spikes. He has heavy, fake-looking gold chains and rings on, and statement-making sunglasses. He's reciting terrible bliss, and he's so style rap to himself. So we didn't do the gelled hair. We went with a different hat. We couldn't decide between a bucket hat and that little black
Yeah, there was a
cap.
PlayStation bucket hat somewhere in this house that we couldn't find, which I really desperately wanted you to wear.
And we didn't have chains, but I ended up with like 3 rings on my finger. So I just kept like, this is all I did
As
with my
soon
hair.
as he put rings on, he just kept clacking them about.
I was doing.
He was like, oh, yeah, look at me, rings, I'm a rich person.
It was funny. It was funny. And Beck obviously did her own costume,
Yeah,
black leather. Ooh,
Yeah, that's just my going out look.
it was good. Ben wore exactly what Ben wears.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Next.
Yeah, please. Sorry.
All right. This one's from Gargle Some Water. How long did it take you to set up for G-Stream?
So yesterday, the night before yesterday, I started setting up. So this is night time.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, Beck, I'm gonna wait till you go to bed, and then I'm gonna start doing some setup. I didn't want to take the lounge room, but then you let me do a little bit. So it was a few hours. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, starting at like.
I'm going to
11
wait till you
PM.
go to sleep. Then I'm going to start moving furniture around.
Yeah. Wow. I meant but you,
Also, like we were all here all day yesterday too.
Yeah.
Setting up and
so that was the
all
main chunk was yesterday
hung around testing.
for quite late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then we
like
played
10:30.
about
10:30.
And we played a bunch of GoldenEye because we had it all set up.
So good.
And then just a couple of things this morning that I forgot yesterday, naturally. So yeah, not too long. Not too long.
This one's from Crumpled Fishskin. It says, assuming the podcast is at an end, not quite. Has G-Stream so far been what you wanted? Was there anything you wanted to add but couldn't? And how much did you have to pay Ben J for a full 12 hours this time? He won't give me his hourly rates.
If you have to ask, you can't afford him.
The thing we really wanted was to see everybody's screens, which I'm stoked that works. I would like to get another capture card so we can also see Beck's screen. That'd have been neat. But also we're kind of limited by the PC and the webcams. There's only so much USB power you can put out, and we have to process 4 webcams and 3 capture cards. So next year I'd like to have maybe a beefier PC so we can get more webcams, more...
The one thing I want is to be able to hear everyone's voice in my ears.
Yeah, and that's a
that's
a tough
hard.
one.
It makes it hard to play a video. Like when we played Devour, like that's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Oh, good. There's in-game chat. Oh, but it's not. My microphone's not connected to my PC.
Yeah.
It's just like, blah.
It's one of those things where like the mixer goes through the PC, and then if we send the feed from that to everybody, they're going to hear out loud and delayed, and also then the chat will hear them. Me and Ben went over it yesterday, and you couldn't come up with any solution here. The only idea I had was sending the actual feed from the mixer to people with headphones that you can like tuck under your game headphones. That's all I could think of.
Yeah,
which is it's not easy.
It's not it. It's too hard.
So I didn't even know if there's a solution out there for that. But
There will be. It'll just be a slight rejig.
There's got to be because like there's so like
It'll just be like routing the desk into something else or routing from the desk to something else. It's just a rejig. There's no way we're going to get it done yesterday because everything was so, it was just teetering.
Yeah.
Trying to make everything work. But there'll be some sort of routing workaround, I'm sure of it.
One day, that'd be neat.
The fact I brought up Devour has made me stress sweat already. I
I can't wait to play Devour.
I'm so upset by the game choices, the horror game choices we have. They're all terrifyingly hot, jump scary bullshits.
I'm a content machine.
These fucking
I'm just
bullshits.
throwing
They're such
games
bullshits,
into
Ben.
Aidan's
They're
face.
bullshits.
They're fully bullshits.
My eyeball is my eyelid is twitching because I'm so nervous about it.
Hey, once we get through Devour, you're good. You can play anything once you've done Devour. Devour's like your Everest. You just got to overcome Everest, and then what's...
Like I hate it. Like you're walking down the corridor, and then you can hear like, "Where is she?" And you turn around, she's just fucking running at you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
No.
Every time I hear Aidan scream, I just see dollar bills.
I think I'll be taking a shit when that game's playing.
Yeah.
At least this time I can see you. But last G stream, every time we play it, we've been online.
Yeah.
So it's like Matt. And we turn the fucking in, like we do proximity chat in the game. So there's multiple times where I know he's dead, but I can't find him to talk to him. So you're just like,
Oh, that's so funny.
It's so scary.
I forget about that.
It's so scary.
And people have been pushing for us to do it in VR as well. There's just no way.
No. I'll tell you this much, everybody. No. There's not one way in hell I'm ever doing it in VR. So VR next week? Or?
Yeah. I don't know. Anything else anybody wanted in G-Stream that we haven't got?
Not really. I'm happy I can see everybody.
I'm comfortable.
In person was a pretty good one.
Does Sienna have her own microphone?
Yes, yeah. We need a mixer that's got some more channels is the other thing.
Yeah, I think just hearing the voices, I wouldn't have thought of that if you hadn't brought it up.
It's a big one.
It's
It's just one of those ones that impacts not much, but if there's a game that you really have to listen to,
it's the same as only having his screen be viewable. Like it's just one of those things where it just makes it's quality of life shit, you know.
Yeah. But
And we got to have room to move for next year as well.
God, we've come a long way.
That's it.
Yeah, first G-Stream, $500 donation goal, sitting in that house in Baldwin.
Yep.
All on the same screen. We're just playing like Outlast and shit.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah. I remember Benno was there for that one. Benno and me started that year together. Yeah.
You didn't even show your face on that one. It was just gameplay. Wasn't
I didn't show my face on the next one either as well.
There you go.
Yeah, it wasn't until G-Stream 3 we got the cams going. Yes. G-Stream 4 was online. This is G-Stream 5.
G-Stream 5!
G-Stream 5. It feels big. It's like Rocky.
G5.
Yeah. GV. It should be.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gov for
Next
the kids.
question?
Yeah, let's go for another question.
All right. This is from just_cheesy. GMat is growing every day. Do you have concern that as the follower amount grows, the interaction in the stream will decrease?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not concerned about it. You know, it will happen.
Can't wait.
I'm not concerned. But we're talking about this the other day, and I said that I've got a text thing going that's got like the first 100 people that were in the Discord, and then every now and again when someone new comes into the chat and they've been there a bunch and they get really like folded in with the community, someone like Sashbob who wasn't in the first 100 but has become a bigger part of the community, I just add them to the list so that in the rare chance that it ever did really, really blow up beyond being able to keep up with the chat, I could at least have a separate Discord with the OG fans and the people who are in there. But it's not a concern. I really want it to happen. As much as it would be a pain in the ass to not
you
see
want
everyone.
70,000 people watching.
You
it
really
right
want
now.
that shit.
Absolutely.
That's the goal. But it'd be a bummer. But chuck on
Necessary
subscribe, chat. Try my best to keep up.
Yeah. This one is from Heiko
Heiko,
Scott. What do you see for the future of the podcast?
you guys see for the future of the podcast? Quitting.
Quitting for sure. We spoke about it the other day. Remember?
Do we?
Yeah, after we recorded the Dragon Ball Z one, we were throwing around ideas.
Let's never do that again. That's
Well,
the future of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're throwing out some fun stuff, like the new things that we can do. Maybe a scripted episode that was,
Like a sketch.
A sketch.
You know what I mean? Just experimentation, really.
We do want to make more Patreon content as well. So we got these jazz casts.
Yeah, they
where,
go alright.
like-
People seem to like them.
Yeah,
I'm
and if
surprised
anybody-
anyone's listening to
if
them.
And
Where-
that's a follow-up question. Will there be more jazz from
There
Heiko
will be
as
more
well?
jazz.
What is this jazz?
So whenever, like the first one happened because Ben showed up to a podcast he wasn't supposed to be at.
On a day.
Wait.
that-
On a day he wasn't supposed to be at. A day early.
He was supposed to be at the podcast
The
24
next day.
hours early.
So he showed up and he's like, well, can we do one? Because I'm here now. And I was like, I guess so. And then he was the one that said, why don't we just do a whatever with no notes and we just put it on the Patreon? And I was like, yeah.
Usual? Like what's... I'm confused to
It's
see the
more
difference.
like just like this one, we just sort of talked about.
Well, the
process
podcast, he goes,
stuff.
welcome to episode blah, and there's an intro, and there's the music and the data, but he just turns the mics on and we just start talking. And there's no, if there's silence, then
Oh,
that's
50
what you
bucks
get.
donation.
Oh, hell yeah. It's a different energy.
There's
So,
no
you know,
music.
And
There's I don't know if
it's
you edit
casual.
music.
Like next time you're over and you're like, want to fucking talk for 3 hours and record it? Be like, yeah. Like it's just casual whenever. Chuck them up. And yeah, these one,
see what you mean.
that one went for like 2.5 hours. We just sort of just.
It's not where, there's no
Gold.
feeling of dead air. It's the same conversations we would just normally have, but we just
Right.
record them and put them
I
up there.
see.
And if people want to listen to them, it's extra content for the Patreon folks.
I see.
So
I
it's
see.
it's an easy way to get stuff out. Yeah. So we want to do more of that, more Patreon stuff. I think that's it. Like there's no.
Yeah, I like
There's
the
no
ideas
big
of
goals.
throwing, sketches and
Yeah.
bits and think about something to do before we go onto the podcast and execute a fucking idea.
Yeah. We did get
That's a goal that encompasses a lot of goal.
we got to a point this year where we went like, let's just be more casual with it. If you can make it this week, you can make it. If you can't, we won't try and work too hard to get everybody in. We just sort of have the four of us are around. Whoever's there is there. If you miss a week, it's no big deal. Like we've added a real casual energy to the podcast this year, and I think it's made it better.
2022 pressure's off.
2022 pressure's off.
I'm telling you.
So no real big plans except to try and experiment with some stuff, do some experimentation, try some new ideas.
I think we're due for expansion.
Yeah,
Been
we
going
want to
long
grow.
enough.
I want to fucking
Blow it
get
up.
some numbers up. That'd be good.
Yeah.
This channel blow up,
But there's a good chunk of listeners there, and I'm happy about that. But let's fucking get more. Let's get more.
Let's get some fucking more, right?
Coming for Joe Rogan.
Coming for him,
Alrighty, next question.
please.
This is from Crumpled Fish Skin again. Are there any ideas around the place for any sort of podcast specials?
Well, that kind of fits what we were just talking about, isn't it? Sketches and bits and pieces, and when we
these
came
count
out of
too,
the
right?
Dragon Ball Z, when we came out of the Dragon Ball Z one, I was like, we could probably do one of those.
Well, he's pitched it originally, and then
Dragon Ball Z podcast.
He had a little tiny idea, and I went oh, and I grabbed onto it.
Yeah, when we should.
It was more because I wanted to do it as an annoying thing to annoy people.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
somebody that wants to listen to Dragon Ball Z will click on it.
Because you
I'm
said
gonna try and find a
like
Dragon Ball Z cast today because I'm very into that franchise, and then they find it and it's us, and it's so fucking annoying. That's not when Frieza came in. He was episode blah blah blah.
I just make up an episode number.
I don't know how they number them there.
One onwards.
So they start at 1.
I think
So there's
that's
no
it.
episode 0. See, I was never going to get
Why would
that
there be an episode 0?
because it's the pilot.
Do you think that's episode 0?
I don't know. I guess so. Yeah.
Unaired pilot, episode 0.
Sometimes they're
Unaired
right, yeah.
pilot or unaired pilot?
Take your pick.
Well, if it was unaired, I would say 0. But if it was
There you
aired,
go.
I would say 1.
But I didn't know. Did they have one? Who's to say? And then the numbering, the whole thing's different.
I always imagine we'd do like a entire we're going to talk about the entire story of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And act like we know what we're talking about, and then I know enough to get from A to B.
I truly
And then we sort
don't
of
think
fill
you
in the
know
middle.
enough after the Boo saga.
Well, no, Boo Saga's where we end. I said when we get to the end of the Frieza Cell Boo Saga, we're going
Doing
to tell
it
everybody
again,
about
guys.
that. Say again.
We're burning all this great material.
Sorry.
Oh,
Anyways,
sorry, guys. Sorry,
so that's
sorry.
something we want. That's a
So
special thing.
That's one.
The only special we've really
the-
done so far is the Metacast one, isn't it? Where we did
That was-
half the thing and
that
then
was
went back
my
and did it again.
favourite.
Oh my! I'll never forgive
I
for
loved
that.
that. I loved that, and the way we like set it up was like that. I liked specifically listening to the idea in the podcast before when we figured out the idea. What happened? Oh, tempting sponge.
$200.
$200.
Oh, fuck, that means Ben has to have a bean, and I'm $50 away from a bean.
We also get to play the bloopers, and we get to give away a Nintendo Switch. So goods and bads there, everybody.
Thank you,
we also
Sponge.
we did that one as well where you couldn't make one week and then Ben couldn't make the other week, so we recorded you guys.
That's right.
We
Oh, I love that one.
That's right.
We
and I just
recorded
gave you
them.
a couple of
My
laughs.
God.
We just recorded them saying some shit,
That
and
was
then I just folded it in.
So frustrating.
Where like I remember Ben said something like "theater stupid." I just cut to Aidan going, "Shut the fuck up, Ben."
Yeah.
He was like, respond to Ben a couple of times, like, grow up.
That was funny. I was like, imagine you talking to Ben, and then it was like 3 minutes you going, "Fuck you." Oh, that's so like you.
Yeah, of course you
Just
would.
general shit.
Ew.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
That was a
That's a
special
goodie.
one. Yeah. I'm sure there's other.
I
Like
have an idea in my head
Yep.
that I kind of want to try, but I'm not going to say right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to try and figure it out and pitch it to you like a proper business pitch.
Nice. There's a whole episode right there. Aidan's pitch.
Hey, that's not a bad.
Can we have one part of your 3-part plan?
right now? My
And then we'll
elevator pitch?
hire you.
Your
Yeah.
part
No, it involves
2A
me. I have
of
to write
part
it, I
1.
think. I have to write it. Like I have an idea for like a weird sketch.
Save it for the roast battle.
Oh, the roast battle! I'm so nervous.
Yeah, I don't do the rest.
We also there was a retrospective episode thing where we listened to some old clips and went through. That was
Yeah,
kind
the
of
clip
fun.
show.
Yeah, that was neat.
And we do a live one every year, like
Like
this
that
one.
Yeah.
That's
No,
pretty
that
special.
was a different. It wasn't so clip show because we showed stuff that hadn't been said, like old, like things that weren't released, and just sort of talked about the. Yeah, you were there. We talked about it all together.
Okay.
I don't think so. I thought that was in lockdown. It was just Tuga.
Was it just us two?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
You
good.
guys did the big fat GMat quiz for the 100th episode.
Yeah, yep, true. That was another
Twice.
live one, another live. We've done a couple lives.
So there's a bunch of stuff that we.
There's a couple, but we want to do more of that, more experimental,
Yes,
more fun
definitely.
little
That's yes.
things. Yes.
All right. So this is from Amber. There's 3 questions for the room. The
Oh, one
first-
bet.
Oh, what? Lot?
First one is, what do people misunderstand about you the most? Start with Matt.
Me.
Like, it's for the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's got 3 questions, general questions. First one, what do people misunderstand about you the most?
Honestly, I don't have
Yeah, that's a
an
hard
answer.
question.
Doesn't come to mind. What I like is that people seem to get me. Like no one.
You talking about
I
your
don't think
chat,
I
or you
miss-
talking about everybody in real life.
Oh,
No, I think the community.
In the
Because they would-
community.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I don't think I've been misunderstood at all.
Lord, don't let me be
Misunderstand it. I don't
Yeah.
know. Actually. Oh, fucking Christ.
What happened?
Robert donated $50.
Yeah.
Said, Aidan, eat my bean.
You know what? Can I say one for someone else?
Yeah.
I think people. There's a thing about Ben being disinterested and like.
Yeah, that's
which is
true.
sort of his bit, but people don't actually know that Ben's very passionate about everything that we do.
Yes, he's rather passionate.
He's always into it. He's
Definitely
always every couple of weeks. He's like, now how are we gonna make this channel blow up?
You got to think about it.
Sort of
It's
thing.
got to happen.
Yeah.
The thing is that I seem disinterested because I'm so exhausted from all my care and love and devotion to the projects. When we actually come to do the podcast,
Yeah.
I'm just absolutely shagged, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely sure.
Shagged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anybody got I
I don't think so.
something with some substance? I wanna.
I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what they think of me. So like, it doesn't. How would I know if I'm misunderstood?
think you know.
You know what I mean? They all think I'm incredibly handsome.
There is a thing that you
That's true.
There you
you've
go.
said a couple
Contrary
of
to
times
that.
on the podcast. You're like, this isn't the real me. I turn it on.
Oh,
for
that's
the
true.
podcast.
The podcast, like, I'm a little dumber in the podcast than I am in real life.
Here's my thing. You say it like this isn't me because I turn it on for the podcast. I think in real life it's hard to turn him off as well. I think you're always on. When you're in the podcast, that's not too much different than how you are energy.
Yeah, that's right. But like, if I'm just at
in
home,
social settings.
I'm not like this. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
that's true, it's
It's
true.
like it's not inside my brain. I'm all systems go.
Also, you don't actually. Wait, no. What's the thing about old people? Is that true or is that not true?
What that I don't
That you don't?
respect old people.
Or is that a
I
bit?
do respect old people,
But like,
vehemently.
if they're over 65, they can't do anything wrong.
Of course not.
Okay, yeah.
And also, of course, I know I can't kill a bear with my bare hands.
Oh my God.
like this. That's the one that actually. Do you know who really shocked me? It's Kate at a party here. She was like, "Aidan, you fucking idiot! You couldn't kill a goat," and I was like, "I know, I know I can't kill a goat."
She's just taking your word for it.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I was like, Kate, I'm not.
I
That's
could kill
not
a
real.
goat. Easy peasy.
Yeah, I lied. A crime.
I would like to defend the finger sugar. I stand by that as a perfectly cromulent choice.
It's a bizarre choice. The grip of sugar, like
Here's the thing: the sugar, it was for me. It was for my own use.
But it's still
I
weird.
wasn't giving it to somebody else.
And a bit the
instead
kitchen
of,
floor and a bit the pavement outside.
yeah, sure, everybody gets a bit. But
those
why would I bring the
stories-
sugar
those
canister
stories
over?
in a row? Make you truly sound like an android. The broken mug.
That
on
someone
the floor,
spilt water in.
I just grabbed a handful of sugar and I'm just walking as it goes through sands through the hourglass. These are the sands of our lives.
Ants
then-
love me.
And then spilling the coffee and just slapping paper on it. Like
The
three
problem
stories in a
was
row. Bizarre.
You guys told those stories one after the other.
Yeah, but they
I
did
was
happen
saying
in
my-
one person's
My brother
life.
listens now. He's like, "Is Beck really that nuts?" And I was like, "Okay."
I did do all of those
I
things
don't
though.
think it's nuts. I think it just makes her sound a little stupid. And part 2 of my question is, what does cromulent mean?
Yeah, what is cromulent was an
It's a
excellent word.
fake word from The Simpsons.
It's an excellent
Oh, wow, good. I thought I was dumb.
cromulent. Let's look it up. Cromulent.
I will admit, trying to absorb
Acceptable
something.
or adequate. It is not
Is it
made up.
really?
It is true.
Oh my God, I
It's
thought
in
it
the
was
Oxford
fake.
Dictionary.
No
This
way.
continental. This is acceptable or adequate. This continental breakfast was perfectly cromulent.
No way.
What's the origin of it?
Urban
yeah?
Dictionary.
Is embiggen a cromulent word?
There you go.
Embiggen a perfectly
Yeah, it's-
cromulent word.
There
What are
you
you
go.
fucking talking about? And
got my face.
etymology of cromulent. Continue.
The absorbing the coffee or whatever it was with paper was purely a panic move. I
Yeah.
knew it wasn't going to work, but it was
Oh.
the only thing close by. What?
It's from The Simpsons, but it's
Yeah.
been adopted into the Oxford Dictionary.
Holy
Congratulations, The Simpsons.
shit. Wow.
Well done, The Simpsons.
Yeah, really good word.
Cromulent was first used in U.S. animated
I'm not as
television
dumb
series.
as you think I am.
I don't think you're dumb.
I don't think
I
anyone
was just
in
doing
this
it to
room
say
thinks you're
cromulent.
dumb. I don't think anyone in this room thinks you're dumb.
No
No.
way. Thanks. Just a bit strange.
Everyone is.
You're
though.
awesome.
All the good
We
ones
love
are.
you, Beppa J. Next question for the room. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Let me answer for Beck. A bacon deluxe from
That was a real
Hungry
level
Jack's.
order for the lady move there.
Yeah.
No, I just-
I still have a
Right
garden
in front of-
salad.
No, I wanted to show you how
Well,
much.
hang on. What's the question again?
If you could only eat
If you
one
had
thing.
one meal for the rest of your life, what would it? If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life,
Wrong, bitch. That's my death row meal.
I
I,
thought it'd be
wouldn't
the
want to
same
eat
thing.
it. No.
Because if you eat it every day, you'll be the size of this room.
No,
Oh,
I
but
wouldn't
is that
wanna
a
eat it every
factor?
day.
Nah.
no, it's just that if you had to eat
Fine.
one meal for the rest of your life,
two bacon deluxe meals.
If I had no choice, then I would have to be practical about it, and I would probably be like Soylent, that protein shake stuff.
Soylent Green. Soylent Green is people.
But there's a meal replacement called Soylent.
Cromulent peanuts.
If
No,
I
but that's not a factor. It's just the
They
what.
didn't mention the factors.
Well,
I got in trouble with my
no
own
one
Those
ever
are your
asks, like,
parameters. 2022, pressure's off.
but that question is then like, how nutritionally sensible are you?
Which
Not
the answer
what
is
would
not
you-
that.
If I have to
nutritionally
eat the
sensible.
same thing every day, then I have to think what's going to
Okay,
keep me
let's
alive.
set some parameters. You will get the right amount of nutrients and sustenance from anything you eat, regardless.
It's like a
It could be
Jetsons
I
thing.
eat one grape and you get all of everything that you need.
She would have said it if I hadn't answered for her.
Well, see, this is the thing, man.
She was like, actually, Soylent Green.
Yeah, so see, I actually enjoy nutrients.
Probably chocolate Monster, which is what I do now, except without any of the nutrients.
What the hell's chocolate monster?
Chocolate and Monster.
Oh God, I thought you meant
She just
It's
drops
the
the
combo.
chocolate in the monster.
Oh, and it's
Lets
like,
it fizzle.
Like a Barocca?
It's like
and there's
the,
a bone
the lake
inside
in
the
the
chocolate
Simpsons.
that just floats around.
Death.
Yeah.
yeah, it's got to be ice cream for me.
Ice cream?
Yeah,
Either that or Dino Nuggies, probably.
You just saw that in the chat, right?
Yeah.
I know nuggies.
What do you-
Or
what do you reckon?
lasagna.
Mine would
Lasagna
be
rocks
a
hard.
salsa's chicken chip burrito, extra sour cream, extra cheese, in a meal
That's pretty much we
with the
now.
chipotle.
When was the last time you had one of those?
sauce? Like 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I haven't been eating bread, as you'll know. Yeah.
When we were talking about ghosts and like how it works and like why is that the house that you're in is the place you haunt? They were saying like, well, wherever you are the most is where you haunt. Like, I'm gonna probably end up haunting the Salsas of Ringwood.
Don't dox me. No, it's quite far away. I just have to drive to get there. It's the only place where there is a Salsas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Yeah, fuck, don't know.
Fucking yeah, mate. Fuck. Rub it a band.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Do you enjoy food, Ben? Are you a big food enjoyer?
Can I take a guess?
It's work, isn't it?
Because I know what he
go on.
quite enjoys.
Go. Tell me.
When
help.
there's like Uber Eats and that, he's
yeah.
always eating a palmy.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's
I ate
always
a
a
lot.
palmy.
He's
you
quite
are
a
a
lover
big
of a
palmy guy.
palmy.
Yeah, I'm a big on the palms.
He loves palmy.
King Palmer from around here. Remember that? That thing was huge.
Can we stop talking about the location? I guess there's probably a lot of places.
We're gonna get triangulated.
The restaurant.
Restaurant.
Yeah, I remember that. And you were like, "Can you eat one?" And I was like, "Fuck off, Ben." Of course I could. I didn't get anywhere near it. Not even
I
close
miss
to
the
finishing
King
one.
Palm.
What was that?
I miss the King Palm.
I remember very clearly sitting here.
Is that the King Palmy on Hawkins Street? I just made up a.
I don't know. I just remember being here once and eating it and not being able to get through it. And then later that week, we were playing Tarkov online. And
Yeah.
Ben said,
those
between
were the
rounds, I'm
days,
going to quickly eat a Palmer. And it was the King Palmer. And he did
Yeah.
in like 10 minutes.
I've
And
seen
I
you
couldn't-
eat pretty bloody
I
fast
couldn't
too.
finish it though. That's
No.
what I'm saying.
Fuck.
I am a horrifying eater.
But if you had to go 1v1 with Ben on a double quarter pounder, how far? Who do you reckon would win?
Easily me. Easily.
I think we've
I
got a
remember there was
challenge.
one time we got a we got tender boxes, and I hadn't even unwrapped my burger yet, and he was like, "Whew, done." like
I do eat. I remember an old...
putting chicken in his mouth and pulling just out the bone.
I
That's
eat
why
with
I-
Steve sometimes. When Steve and I have a meal together, he'll be like halfway through and be like, "What the fuck? I was trying to eat fast. What's going on?"
Steve does work in slow motion though, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He's
sometimes.
too big to work quickly. You know, like an elephant. You're like, well, you should be faster. And they're like, oh, I'm big. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So a Palmer?
Yeah, thank you, Matt. I think probably would be a Palmer.
I guess Matt's ordering for the table. So
We've really fallen off as a
And
friendship.
Aidan will
group.
get a salad.
We used to be Tarkov
would
and
you
King
have, Aidan?
Palmers, and now it's just not.
But now it's just no food in Age of Empires.
2023, pressure's back on. King
pressure
Palmers and
about
Tarkov.
friendship focus. 2023.
Friendship focus.
Focus on friendship.
Friendship in focus.
Friendship in focus. I like that.
Would you like me to order for you, Aidan?
Try your best.
Well, at the moment, I imagine it's dumplings with the.
you're
You're really
doing
into
it, aren't you?
dumplings because I've heard you mention dumplings twice, and then when I was at your place, you were like, "Dumplings, you want some oranges?" Like,
Did you have the orange?
I did
We have a
I
sack
did-
of
I
oranges
did.
now. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. My grandfather
Maybe
came around with a literal like ton of oranges.
maybe that pita with all the cheese and the risotto, not risotto, fucking
pita?
Yeah. I remember you saying that was like something you fucking frothed.
Delicious. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's delicious.
Or maybe the meatball soup. Give us your answer.
That's
Choking hazard, though.
really good one. Actually, I didn't even think of meatball soup. I think it's gonna have to be meatball soup,
Nice work.
which is called. Yeah, meatball soup. But yeah, it'd have to be the meatball soup. I didn't even think of that. I was thinking like a McChicken or something because like God, I love McChicken so badly, and
Why?
the double McChicken's a problem now. I love them.
What's good about a McChicken? There's no
Like-
cheese on it.
Oh, sorry, a McChicken add tomato and cheese.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, you gotta add tomato and cheese. The other day I ordered one and I was like, can I have a McChicken with tomato and cheese? And the guy was like, one slice of cheese. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. Like I should have gotten more. I felt
You
odd.
should always get more.
Felt odd about it.
Sienna, would you like me to
Dadson.
take a swing at your?
Got a donation.
What?
Would you like to take a swing
Oh,
at what
Joey
your
Dadson.
just
We
right
said
now?
hers.
Oh, what was it?
Well, you what?
Tell you
what
that.
did
Ice
you go and eat?
cream.
Cock. Oh, sorry.
So rude.
Stupid.
Hi,
Nice barbecue
Geordie.
sauce.
Thanks,
Now, what did
Geordie,
you
for
say?
tuning
What did you say it was
in.
again?
Let's do it again.
Ice cream.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Wait, what's your topping?
What do you mean?
Like, what? Just
What, are you
having
just
ice
giving
cream?
plain
What kind of
vanilla
ice
Oh,
cream?
what flavor?
She eats it raw.
Choc mint probably.
Oh,
Oh, you've awoken the beast.
wrong with you?
awful. Awful.
I think choc mint is
Not only
a
is it
fine
chocolate
choice.
ice cream, which is the worst ice
It's
cream.
not. That's incorrect.
But then you're adding mint to it. I hate
No,
it.
because it's not chocolate ice cream, Matt. It's
It is mint
it's
ice cream.
mint ice cream with
green.
choc
With
chips.
chocolate
Oh, I'm
chips.
so sorry.
She's getting mint choc chip, which is actually much worse.
Yeah, it
A
is.
lot of
It's
people
like
say it's
100%.
just like
It's
if I
toothpaste.
wanted
Hey.
toothpaste, I'd just eat fucking toothpaste.
You know what? I'm
even
gonna
close.
put it aside in my. It's ice cream, and if you love it, Sienna, then it's.
My older sister, when we were younger, used to only get mint choc chip.
I've got a few. I got to go.
Like
through
it was
as well.
wild. It was wild that she would only ever get mint choc chip. It's like I don't want she would say she'd get on a high horse. I want mint choc chip. I don't want mint ice cream with chocolate. I don't want a chocolate swirl. You want chocolate chip. I can see what you mean by that, but like the texture's weird. And also it's a gross, like, why are my sinuses burning when I'm eating mint?
I don't want a bowl of mint ice cream, but like a mint choc top goes pretty hard.
Yeah.
A boysenberry choc top is the only choc top acceptable.
I like it.
Okay?
I like it.
I did this, which means it's really true.
Yeah, ice cream's good. I'd probably eat a lot of ice cream and ice magic might be my death row.
not into consideration for the nutritional value. If I die eating ice cream, I'll die very happy.
Nice.
So,
Good die eating ice cream.
if we want to move on to the next question
Please.
from Amber.
That's a good question.
Around the room, favorite thing to do in Melbourne? Melbourne?
In Melbourne?
Good, yes.
I went to high school with a guy named Melvin.
Favorite thing to do in Melbourne for a possible visitor?
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
it's just different
Matt and I
because-
don't go out, so
Yeah. I was going to say escape rooms, but
I
they're
was gonna
everywhere.
say,
There's a lot of escape rooms in the world,
Yeah.
but I quite like an
There's a
escape room.
really cool bar in the middle of the city called Storyville.
Yes.
That's on where is that? That's on Lonsdale Street, I believe.
That's set
Just
fire
opposite
to
QV.
cocktails.
Yeah, they've got it's like a fantasy sort of like storybook bar, and it's really cool. They've got the biggest 3D printed object in the southern hemisphere in there. It's a massive mushroom that sits on the thing. I did a show there many moons ago, and it was great. It's a cool little bar. They have like all their cocktails are themed after like Disney stories, so you can get like evil drinks.
I also did a show there a few years ago.
Did you?
They asked me to stop, but I got through it.
Yeah, it's good.
Just in the
That's a cool
bar.
place.
Yeah.
Otherwise
I would
you go,
say,
like-
without Ben, I don't want Ben to yell at me for this answer, but there's also good theatre. Like we have,
Yeah, there is
like,
amazing theatre in the
We have
city.
good musical theatre, big shows, big
also
shows.
And
Just
indie theatre.
Yeah, Toff in
Competes with
town.
the West End and
What's
everything.
the one
It's like-
downstairs?
No, we
42,
don't.
24, 12, 64 downstairs, 42 downstairs.
Stop saying fucking numbers, and I'll
It's
try
a
and think of it.
fucking bar.
40, 45.
45 downstairs.
45 downstairs, got good stuff.
Yeah.
Also, where are you coming from? Because you could go to the MCG and see a game of football, go and see 100,000 people sitting around screaming at 28 people.
I quite like a bit of Acme, Australian Centre for the Moving Image, and they
Acme's
usually have a
great.
free exhibit and
They always
usually a
get
paid
something
one
good
as
on.
well.
Yeah, Acme's great. There's the Loom now, which is cool. It's like immersive art in there.
The
Sort of
NGV
art.
generally.
Yeah, the NGV is excellent. There's so many good things to do.
Science works.
Science Works is great.
If you want to
fun,
cross the
actually.
bridge, but
Actually,
know
Science
if
Works is
it's-
great. They had a mirror you can see through.
A window.
No.
The St. Vincent's Hospital is a great staff. If you want to go there, it's a wonderful place to. I didn't actually go to St. Vincent's. It's just the one that's so far away from me. I don't worry about doxing.
Oh,
I don't know if it's-
that. I see what you mean. I didn't understand that you meant for your neck.
Yeah.
I just thought you meant you should visit the St. Vinny's. I was like, okay.
Is it politically correct to say like the Melbourne Aquarium?
Yeah, I
I
guess
mean,
so.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
why wouldn't it be?
Oh, just
That's not
because
bad.
of the
All the
animal
sharks wanna kill
activists and
themselves and-
stuff.
Yeah.
But
The Melbourne Zoo.
Fish don't have brains.
Yeah, maybe not the Melbourne
If you want to see a
Zoo.
lion cry, go to the
Yeah,
Melbourne Zoo.
but the Melbourne Aquarium, I know the marine biologists there do actually like take care. I've done it behind
I'll tell you
the
what
scenes
is
thing.
good. The Melbourne Cup. You can go down there.
Yeah, that's really great.
They let you drink right out of the cup.
Yeah, the footy's great.
Yeah, go
There's a
see
lot
the
of
AFL.
rugby.
100%.
It's a lot of sport.
I don't
Comes
know.
with-
Is that poli-
galore.
like those guys are just stuck there playing every day in that little fucking oval.
Don't let them out.
They get paid very handsomely to run around a little oval.
I might do a
That's
couple
okay.
donation shout outs if I may.
Go on.
Millsy, thank you for $50.
Well done.
Tempting Sponge, thank you for $200.
Well
Said,
done.
sorry I'm late. For the kids. Oh,
What a
shit.
key.
$50 from Robert Aidan, Eat My Bean. And Toey Datson, who was holding the boom mic for the kids. $50. Thank you, Toey Datson.
Are you ready for the next question?
Please.
All right, this one's from Robber.
Robber.
Did you ever get forced to eat anything as a kid, and do you still hate it or love it now? For the room.
Oh, yeah.
Now's when you say cock, Matt.
Ah, damn it. Nah, I was a good eater. I ate everything.
Really?
Yeah.
I was a hugely picky eater. Amazingly picky. My mother used to make this soup, like this tomato-based soup, and she put rice in it. But my mother, God love her, is the worst maker of soups on the planet. And she makes like bread soup all the time. Like it's so thick.
Bread.
Well, it's not actual
What is it, the
bread. We just call it
depression?
bread soup
Oh,
because
because it's too thick.
it's too thick. It's like,
Oh.
okay, this amount of liquid should take half a cup of rice, and she'll put in 2 cups of rice, which means you're really just eating like sloppy rice. It's horrible.
Yum.
And everybody else ate the soup, and
Gruel.
I was like chewing it because that's how much fucking rice was in there. She still mentions it to this day, and she made it the other day, and I was like, is this the fucking thick soup? It's like everybody loves it. I went out. I was like, I'm not eating here. I'm leaving.
If I go to
Going out.
prison, I think they'll call me sloppy rice.
Why?
They'll be like, I'm coming into the showers, and they're like, here comes sloppy rice.
Like, hey, baby.
Yeah.
You reckon you'd be the bitch or have a bitch in prison?
I definitely wouldn't have a bitch.
Yeah,
Not in
like-
prison.
Huh?
No, I don't think I'd be
Do you think you reckon
rising
if
to
you
the
were in
top of the
prison,
ranks.
if you were right now, you were sentenced, it cops bang right now. Hello, we're the police. You say hello. Hello, we're the police.
Good day to you.
Yeah. Hello, we're the police, and we'll be arresting you today. And they take you to prison, and you're convicted for 25 years.
Oh,
and there's
God.
no chance you're getting out.
Okay.
You're getting tough, right? You're getting
It's
tough
bitch
quick.
or be
I would,
bitch.
I would definitely try to get tough, yeah.
You reckon you'll start bitch and become. You'll start bitched and become.
No, I don't. I'm hoping not to be bitch at all. I'm hoping to...
I feel like
Because
You'll be
probably kind of a
bitch.
Because you have to be one or the other in prison. Can't you just be like a guy?
I don't
An
think
NPC.
I don't think somebody with
Aren't
a
there some that just sort of like
tight little ass like
stand
yours
at the
get
corner
away
of the
with
chain
it?
link and just
I
like...
don't think so. I don't think so.
Guys, I know I'm very victimizable. Can you please not bitch me?
Hey, guys, please.
trying-
What do you do? I'm a streamer. Help me.
We're just
And
renting.
he's all supple and he moves nice.
Hey, yo, you need some content or what?
supple and
Yeah, I don't know how hard.
You got like the Jack Black
I am
jeans,
a
so you
little-
can like really move.
I am a little hippie as well.
Yeah.
I'm worried I'm too voluptuous.
Yeah. you are definitely getting the
People are
bitch.
going to feel me and remember
Yeah.
memories.
The only guy if you shift him under the arm,
They'll
he'll giggle.
all call you Tracy. For weird, so, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's like, it doesn't.
You remind me of Tracy.
Yeah, God, my God. Tracy, I haven't seen you in 50 years.
Yeah.
So, so if the police come in and say hello, do you reckon you'll get tough quick?
Please come in and go, I'm a bitch.
You have no idea what they'll do to me.
What was the question?
The question for the room was: did you ever get forced to eat anything as a kid?
I totally forgot how we got there.
And do you still hate it or love it now? So the particular
hate it. I
food you
still
ate
hate
as a
it.
child.
Also, broccoli. I hate the way the edge of the broccoli feels in my mouth.
I quite like broccoli. Yeah.
Broccoli sucks. Just for the
Broccoli's the
record.
fucking worst.
It is. Agreed.
I don't mind some broccoli. I've got a spidey sense for capsicum though. That shit sucks.
Oh, life ruiner.
capsicum
Capsicum,
dip?
life ruiner.
Is that capsicum dip?
Anything that
And
has...
you really don't like capsicum.
If when Mum brings it home in the shopping, I'm like, just put it straight in the bin.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd rather waste food than
Yes.
eat capsicum.
It's not food.
It's
Capsicum?
not.
Capsicum.
It's not. Capsicum sucks.
Beck?
I actually don't mind a capsicum. You all are so picky. What the
You
fuck?
eat capsicum. Isn't it you that eats capsicum?
I'll eat a
just-
capsicum.
raw.
Yeah, I'll eat it
that's
raw.
bizarre.
Only red ones though.
So
Green
what's your
and
food
yellow.
pyramid? Monster, capsicum, and chicken nuggets.
Yeah, pretty much.
She takes one
Oh.
bite and just stuffs it full of chicken nuggets.
It's a bell pepper, everybody, for the
Oh, yeah.
American.
Oh, yeah.
bell pepper.
Bell peppers.
I had spinach, like just steamed spinach as a kid, and Mum would pour like a bit of gravy, just a bowl of spinach,
Popeye.
and I love it.
Oh.
Still.
Spinach and gravy.
Well, it doesn't have to have gravy, but I'll eat just spinach.
That's pretty.
I'm
There's a
strongs
Greek
to the
dish
finish
called
because I eat
orta,
some spinach.
which is just weeds. I'm not even joking. It's fucking weeds, steamed weeds with lemon. That shit is the most disgusting thing you'll
I
ever
think
eat.
Beck was eating that the other night without the lemon.
Steaming my weeds.
Yeah, it's gross. Boiled leafy greens. Ugh.
Next question.
So this one's really cool.
That's a
but
cool
it's
question?
yeah, it's a really cool question for the room. Might take us a little while to answer it, but I'm really keen
Okay.
to see what we'd
I love
say.
a king. I love a good question.
Here's for the room. You are all stuck on one raft in the middle of the ocean.
All five of us are on a
All
raft.
five of us.
Wow.
What
I'm
does
Dirty
jumping.
raft.
what does each one of you think the others would be doing 2 weeks into being stranded? So we'll go around the room. What do you think by the 2-week mark? We're all still on the raft.
On a
We'd
raft.
be dead.
We don't
Yeah,
get to an
dead.
island?
Probably dead, not breathing.
Well, 2 weeks into the raft, thinking that, okay, I reckon 2 weeks into the raft, we'd all be dead and Ben would be feasting on our corpses. I feel like
Let's
they're
say
just
we're
eating them way
all
too fast.
for the sake of the question.
Let's say we're all alive
We're all
still.
alive still.
2 weeks. Matt, you and I could definitely last 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
For
What about
certain.
if the raft hits a desert island for 2 weeks? Because then we got to be like, we've got room. bit of
Okay,
elbow
maybe
room.
we'll change the question because maybe we'll be dead. We're on a desert island.
Desert
We're changing
island.
it
Done.
for 2 weeks. We've hit the 2-week mark. What would each one of us be doing by that 2-week mark? And we'll go around the room and say.
I drove the raft. Matt kept telling me to slow down.
Slow down. Yes, please.
We hit the beach 2 weeks in.
Well, I imagine the whole island is now split in half. And Ben on one half, me on the other half.
You guys have stopped. You guys have
Stop
started
speaking.
fighting?
Yeah.
Oh God, where would I set up? Probably right in the middle.
In the middle, going, guys.
In the middle, but 2 weeks in, I would have lost my mind and would be performing musical theatre to myself.
Yes, for sure.
I've set up coconuts as my audience.
I'd be crying. I'd do a
Singing
lot
Billy
of
Joel
crying.
at them.
I'd be doing crying like licking rocks because I don't deal well with hunger. I get super emotional the second I'm hungry.
Is that true?
Oh yeah, when I'm hungry, it's like
That's true.
It's like tears sometimes. If I'm hungry and something pretty bad happens, I'll be crying. Something that if I was full, I'd be like, oh fuck.
But there's a difference between like, oh God, we didn't shop and but if we're in a desert island and you need to stay alive,
Are you
and
going to survival
sane,
mode, or are you?
Are you going into survival mode? Or are you just crumpling?
Are we all
bitch?
foraging?
Are you being a bitch, man?
I was in survival mode for 14 days. It's now the 14th day.
Are we all foraging
Well,
and
you
building
have to-
things?
I'm trying to chew a rock, just crying.
And you're just throwing pebbles into the ocean, walking around with your shoes off, kicking sand.
Shit.
So what do you think each of us would be like?
Well, I don't think anyone would have built anything.
I think we've played enough survival games to know that you just need to find the map and we'll be fine.
All we need to do is find a rope, a stick, and a rock that's sharp to make an axe, and then you can chop down a tree.
Yep.
No, if we're not dead, we're not well off. We're itchy, scurvy.
Oh yeah, we would be dead. I don't
Coconuts.
think
I'm
we'd
going
last.
tropical. Definitely has to be tropical.
See, the problem with the coconut, it's hard to open.
Not
Who's
for me.
doing the spearfishing?
Probably Ben. I feel like Ben would be the leader.
No, I'm trying to make sunscreen out of something.
You're trying to make sunscreen? All right, so it's
Yeah.
Beck. It's certainly not me, and you'd be crying.
I'm crying.
So,
All in all,
which one dies first? That's a good question.
I think
Who of
I'd
us
be the
die
berry
first?
tester, and I'd probably get like the poison berry and sacrifice myself.
shitting
I'd
into
like
the
to think
ocean.
that after 2 weeks of being, like, we're on the desert island after 2 weeks, we formed our own religion, and there's some sort of cult happening. And when they find us, they're like, what happened here? And we're all just wearing, like, leave dresses.
Like there's skeletons of us like this.
Yeah.
They clearly watched the Heaven's Gate documentary.
The whole
100%.
thing, wall to wall.
Wall to wall. Amber said which one dies first?
Probably Beck, just from like malnutrition. I think she'd be the first to go.
Well, I think that
Caffeine
you two don't
withdrawals.
have enough to survive. You don't have fat reserve for 2 weeks. So you're both dead. You're both dead.
Aww.
Good on you. Look at you. And then it's Ben. And then it's a genuine toss-up between you and me. Yeah. But we'll eat Ben.
You're
the
taller
bones.
though, so you need more fuel to pump. I'm hoping that. So are we saying that our fat like survives us for longer? Is that the idea? Yeah.
Well, that's what
yeah.
it does. That's the whole point.
I
of it.
think I would go longer.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you eat our bodies after we've died, though? It would be a waste not to.
I don't
Out.
think. I don't think I would
Oh my-
eat. Jesus, Matthew. I don't think. Yeah. That's so fucked.
What did you say?
Don't repeat it.
I didn't hear what he said, but he really enjoyed it. That made me.
He said, would you eat our bodies? And he went, yeah, ow. So
Fucking
fucked.
hell.
That's so
Yeah.
fucked. Oh my God. Jesus. Yeah, I think I would, but it would be like a couple of days and I think I'd be crying while I eat it. Oh, yeah. And I don't think I have the capability to create a fire, which means that's full on raw human flesh that I'm eating and we'll go loopy doopy.
Oh yeah.
I think my stage manager brain would switch on and I'd just make sure we all lived.
Right, LFX, go.
Yeah, literally.
One,
Flies,
go, two.
bring him in. Can we
You'd
get a show
and
stop, please?
The second we don't have any gaffer, you'd go, oh fuck.
Fuck, we're all
We're rooted.
finished.
Imagine we
Nah.
have a roll of gaffer. It's like, great. And we turn around and she's marked out a stage and all the gaffer.
Yeah.
You'd lose your mind.
On sand.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
You've ruined it.
Clear the stage, please. Quiet on
ruined it.
stage. Thank you. No, I think I would like try my best to help us survive. I'd be like making plans like, right, we've got to make an SOS signal out of this and this is how we're going to set it on fire, and to keep warm we're all going to put our clothes like over us, we're going to dig into the
10
sand a little
minutes
bit.
into that, I'm walking into the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Second, we're like, we just got to light it on fire. You'd be like, how?
Cool.
We can all just say
Just-
things to do, Sienna.
I'm going to go
It's like
swim
at
for
Schitt's
safety.
Creek.
I'll be back if
You
I
just
get,
fold
if I
it
make
in. Just fold in the cheese. How do you just fold it in?
You say fold it in one more time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think we'd do well.
No.
I barely do well here. Oh, I just sip this and this smells like... I'm not... Doesn't matter.
Are
Smells
you ready
like
for the next
dead
It smells
question?
like bean, but like I didn't want to say it because I'm due for another bean.
You are.
And so is Ben. Ben's due for a beaning.
Yeah.
Quick one around the room for
Please.
a next question from Embers of Stern. Do y'all have a favourite kind of tree?
Tree.
Tree.
Oh, the cum trees. I love the cum trees.
Oh,
Yeah, they're in bloom at the moment.
Yeah.
they are in bloom.
Oh, it's just funny. It
They are
makes,
near my
makes me laugh.
house. and
2023
boy, do
come
they
trees in
smell.
bloom.
I don't know what it's called, but there's a particular type of oak that has a very vivid green leaf. And I love those trees. It's like a really, really nice light green.
Light
Like,
green.
wow, look at those leaves. And they're like very voluptuous.
Are you a fan of mop tops?
They'd be a
know what that
bitch in
means.
prison.
They look like the Dr. Seuss trees,
Probably not.
but in real life, they're really cute.
Is that yours, Sienna?
Mop tops.
Ooh, yeah, I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like those?
yeah.
Nah, not at all.
Ben,
I'm a slut for a palm.
he's a slut for a palm. He loves a palmer and he loves a palm.
Yeah.
Very vivid green.
How many more questions are
I like a strong willow if anybody
few?
cares.
Do you want
Strong
to
willow.
do you
I
want
do.
to speed
Okay.
run a couple of questions?
Mostly because of RuneScape.
Okay.
if we
this
can.
one's from Rubber. Are we ever going to get a live event stream like another escape room or bowling? We love
I
live
forgot
shit.
the escape
Oh,
room
yeah,
one. That was another special.
Maybe,
There's
yeah,
special
yeah. That was fun
episodes.
to make. Yeah,
Escape room was fucking not funny because I
I'm
was
so.
terrified
Oh,
all the time.
that's a great episode too. That was funny. Yeah,
I
yeah,
listened to that the other day. It was actually really
definitely.
good.
Yeah, we will do something
Robert just said, do y'all like whiskey? Obviously.
lovely.
Lovely doublet.
It's a classic go-to for all of us when we all.
Are
go.
we doing any update on the haunted house show?
No, the last thing I said was we're getting through G-Stream and then we're going to jump back in. But we sort of had a location picked out. There was a lot of trouble with the location, which put us on hold.
There's not enough haunted houses in Australia.
Yeah, or that everyone who wanted to, everyone who had a haunted house for whatever reason didn't like the idea of us just walking around in it
Because
it's all
not
like.
haunted. That's the problem. They're like, hey, please don't disprove us.
Or maybe
There
they're
was a
worried
lot
about your
that they were-
safety.
They were all like, "What's it called when a building is old and it's protected?" They're all heritage buildings, and they're like, "You're gonna break it," sort of
It's
thing.
a house.
Yeah.
Don't bring it.
So at the moment, no updates yet after G-Stream.
Okay, this is from Dragon Echo. For the room, in a zombie apocalypse, what building would you want to survive in?
Hospital?
Salsa's safe, Matt.
No,
Salsa's
because a
probably,
hospital
yeah.
probably would have a lot of zombies in it.
I'd probably like to just be in a house. Because I always think about like in zombie shows when they're walking down the road, I'm like, I could just be quiet in that house. Because they're not going into every house, but they are going into hospitals and going into gun
Zombies?
shops. No, like people. I'm not scared of zombies. I'm scared of people.
You're not scared of the zombies? There's no chance, if there's a zombie apocalypse right now, any of us survive.
We might.
they're all right.
We might.
You wouldn't.
Look, in those shows, that's all I've got to go off. Wankers survive all the time. I'd be like Gabriel.
Costco?
I think there'd be a lot of white
problem
trash
is there's
people who
so
already
many
have
people
guns
like-
going to Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the zombie apocalypse is like that. There's a lot of people at Costco all the time. Which means that like
Just
there's
shopping.
going to be a lot of people in Costco that were zombies.
If the zombies are slow, that's a big thing as well. I think I'd do better off if they were
Do you
slow.
think? I mean, zombies don't exist.
I'm not
but,
talking
like,
about World War Z.
Do you think that zombies, if there were zombies today, they would be fast or slow? I feel like just because nature sucks, they would be fast. Do you know what I mean? And that's horrifying.
I'm hoping
I can't
slow.
run faster than someone that doesn't feel pain. I can't run faster than most people.
That's a nice quote. I can't run faster than someone who doesn't feel pain.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm stopping because I'm like, ow. You know?
I just eat them back.
You'd eat the zombie back
Yeah.
out.
If anyone has any more questions, quickly slide them into the podcast questions Discord. But this one's from Amber. You've been elected to travel to a new planet to rule with some other important people. You can't bring anyone else with you. Would you accept the offer?
No.
Well, is the planet set up? Like, are you going on to Zarglong Blee?
Well, you're going to
where the
rule.
Zarglons are going to accept you as their king?
I think like it'd be like, oh, I could have anything I want and I'd have all this money, but I don't even like it when I have to play an Xbox instead of a PlayStation. If I went there and you can have anything you want, here, drive one of these Zimbalams, I'd be like, I don't know how to do that. I'd rather just be here and poor.
I can't even say it properly. Also, I feel like instantly I feel like it's going to be a trap. Like, it's like the world has made a deal with Zarglong Blee to send people for snacks,
Food,
so
yeah.
that they don't attack us. They're like, you're gonna be the leader. Like, me, the leader, sure. And then I go there and I'm tortured and devoured by aliens. The Zingon Bleeblians. So yeah, I'll go.
I'll go if I can take some of my stuff.
Yeah,
you just
can
can't
the
take any
PlayStation,
one.
but
You
we
can-
haven't
I'm
quite
sure
come
you
up
can
with the
take stuff.
adapter.
Yeah, so annoying.
You can take the PlayStation, but they haven't
tricked me.
figured out the adapters, so you can't really use it.
Do they sell Monster Energy on Zorgon Blee?
They shit Monster Energy on.
Okay,
Zorgon
I'm going.
Blee.
Imagine that. This is your new rule, and she's walking around eating the shit.
Drinking it.
servant, put your butthole on my mouth. Place your buttocks off my mouth.
I wish to unleash the beast.
If you could reset everybody's brains, would you reset everybody's brains and become friends with us, or would you or would you reset? If you could reset it, if you could like snap your fingers and we all remembered you, but in a different way, would you try? Would you make it like we would have different accents? What am I saying?
I wouldn't. I don't even
think
know.
so?
Because I wouldn't want to do that. That
No,
sounds
because
stressful.
it's like okay.
That sounds very
If
stressful.
you reset your brains, would you even remember you wanted to be friends with that person in the first place?
Or just my brain not reset when I reset yours. That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
thought. Yeah. No, I'd probably just not.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
I don't understand the question.
I'd be like, haha.
Trying to like I don't know, man.
How long is this going for?
That's a long time. It's a long podcast.
Many more questions?
That's the last
so
one.
that was the last one on the Discord. Is there any more that people need to
they
send
can-
through? Just chuck them in the chat quickly.
3,
Do y'all like
2,
whiskey as he said?
1.
Oh my God, Robber.
One
To
from
a first
Dirty
birthday.
the Savage. If you could go back in time and change one thing in your life, what would it be? What would you do?
Oh, what? Who said that?
Would you do it? Dirty the Savage in the chat. If you could go back in time and change one thing in your life, what would it be? Would you do it?
The other day I chose the Khmer and I wanted to play the Ethiopians, and that was a pretty fucking big deal.
It's a little Age of Empires joke there for you all.
Thanks,
I'd
guys.
probably just get rid of that first salsa strip because I got hooked.
Yeah, never go to salsas.
I can't shake it out of my vein.
I'd go back and I would sweep the mug up. I'd still smash it, but I'd clean it up.
You smashed it. It was on purpose. Truth comes out.
Can I answer for you, Ben?
Yeah, go.
You probably wouldn't have assassinated Kennedy, I imagine, if you had a second go at it.
That's a big one because that's really hung over you.
Or you would have got it right the first shot.
Hey, it's GMat here, and don't forget, if you enjoyed that episode of the GMat podcast and you want to hear more, we also have the podcast post show over at patreon.com/the GMat podcast. The post show is a shorter episode recorded directly after the main podcast where we wrap things up and talk about anything we didn't have time to talk about. $3 a month and cancel anytime. We are a community-supported podcast, so your support over there funds the show and makes it easier for us to keep doing what we love. If you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/the GMat podcast.